football. As you take a look at the series note, the highest ranked team, Kansas State, to play at TCU since 1970.
That was Texas, if I'm not mistaken, who came in here and really laid a whooping on TCU that night in 1970. I don't expect that to occur the same way.
Wind could be a factor in this game. 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts at kickoff time.
Talking to Gary Patterson in pregame, Gus, and he said that he's never seen the wind gust like this here, ever, at Amon G. Carter Stadium. So we'll see how the wind affects them throughout the evening.
Jaden Oberchrome will send it away for TCU. The dangerous Tyler Lockett and Tremaine Thompson back deep. And the wind already a factor, blowing the football off the tee. Oberchrome. And we're underway from Fort Worth. This one out of the end zone. And Kansas State will start at their own 25. And that brings us to this evening's Taco Bell Impact Player.
Chris Harper may not be the leading receiver for Kansas State, but he's a former quarterback, and his eyes as a receiver helped his quarterback Colin Klein. Arthur Brown, one of the best linebackers in the country, and Alan Chapman was the National Defensive Player of the Week with 3 interceptions last week. Josh Boyce is a game breaker at wide receiver. Devontae Fields having one of the best freshman seasons of anyone, and Jason Verrett has really stepped up his game at the corner.
First down and 10 to the 25 for Klein. And the Kansas State offense, Colin Klein, 20-4 as a starter. And they hand it off to Hubert. And a Waco Wonder spinning goes down. And Colin Klein last week against Oklahoma State before leaving the game in the third quarter with an unspecified injury, was 16 of 22, 245, no touchdowns, no interceptions, and he rushed 17 times for 64 yards and a touchdown.
What you want to see this evening is how does it affect him with his physicality. Colin Klein is a bruising type runner. Will this injury take him out of doing that, or will he be the same Colin Klein we've seen all season long?
Second down and 7 at the 28. Klein to throw underneath, and it is caught. Beautiful throw and a nice catch as Curry Sexton cradles the football, the sophomore from Abilene, Kansas.
And then cradled his arm going off the field. Hopefully he'll be all right. Came down on it after making the catch. Really laid out to secure that one for Kansas State.
Gain of 8 on the play and a first down for K-State on their opening drive. From the 36. Klein hands it off. Hubert spins out of trouble and gets up to the 40. Picks up 4 yards on the play. Jason Verrett with the tackle from his quarterback position.
Verrett leads the Big 12 in interceptions and passes broken up, but shows the willingness to come up at the corner position to be a tackler. If you're going to play for Gary Patterson's defense, Dick Bumpus, the defensive coordinator, you have to be an all-around player. You can't just simply be one of those lockdown corners who covers people. You have to be able to tackle.
Second down and 6 at the 40. Wilson and Hubert in the backfield. Klein calling the play at the line of scrimmage. Out of the gun. Here's Klein to throw it. And intercepted! Devontae Fields laid out, pulls it down, and we've got the first turnover of the game here in Fort Worth.
Devontae Fields, known as a rush defensive end. Watch this, this is his own blitz. He's going to drop off into coverage and now becomes an outside linebacker. Look at it, running to the spot, finds it, and watch him turn inside, play the football. A huge play early for TCU and shows the versatility of the freshman. Now look at him, with his arms underneath it and cradle it to his body before it hits the ground.
Only the 3rd interception of the season for Klein, the 5th turnover of the season for K-State. And the Horned Frogs are in business.
And we might have a penalty for too many people in the illegal substitution right out of the gate for TCU.
Illegal substitution, offense. TCU goes to huddle to 12 from the sideline.
All right, let's go to Aaron Andrews in Los Angeles for a game break.
Huge play here, Gus. Alabama, Texas A&M, A.J. McCarron with his second interception of the day. That was at 4th and goal. They were on the 2-yard line. Texas A&M has the ball here. We'll keep you updated.
Wow, Texas A&M doing a terrific job. Boykin throws on the run, and it's caught by his tight end, Griffin Gilbert. And Gilbert will pick up 5 yards on the play. So, Trevon Boykin, 6'2", 215, redshirt freshman from Mesquite, Texas.
So versatile that they had actually moved him to running back during the middle of the season because they had some guys dinged up, had to bring him back to the quarterback position. But this was always where they wanted to play him. A true dual threat guy. Watch him today and see if he uses his legs to pick up key first downs and key yardage to keep drives alive.
Last week, 12 of 29 against West Virginia for 254 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception in their double overtime win. Now, Matthew Tucker, the senior from Tyler, Texas, stopped by Randall Evans. And I think that they should just rename Tyler, Texas to Earl Campbell, Texas.
I think there's been a movement afoot for that a long time, and it won't take long to get that petition filled with names to get it done. Now remember, on the season, as you mentioned earlier, Gus, that's just the 5th turnover by Kansas State. So far this year, no one has scored after a turnover by Kansas State.
3rd down and 2, Boykin running, and Boykin brought down Arthur Brown Jr. And if Colin Klein is Optimus, Arthur Brown Jr. is Bumblebee.
And we look here, 5 turnovers on the year. Now no points out, no points scored against Kansas State's defense, and that holds true again as TCU has to punt after the Bumblebee. Uses his eyes, sees the play, and uses his suddenness to get there and put the ball carrier on his back.
Ethan Perry will punt it away, standing at his own 43. Tyler Lockett, Jermaine Thompson back deep. Perry with the Darren Bennett end-over-end punt. And fair caught at the 10-yard line by Lockett. A 32-yard punt. So after coming up empty on his opening drive, Colin Klein back on the field to lead the Kansas State offense. We'd like to welcome our men and women in uniform serving around the world, watching our broadcast in 175 countries and ships on AFN, the American Forces Network. Thanks for all you do. And what a day it is in college football. Alabama, #1 team in the nation, going down at home to Texas A&M. Now the #2 team in the nation, Kansas State, has an opportunity to leapfrog. Here's Colin Klein going for Harper. Got it! Harper still running. Down at the 27. The people's champ, Chris Harper, with the gain of 62. Kevin White with the saving tackle.
And really, this play was designed for the big shot for both. You see Lockett with a stop-and-go move on Barrett. He could have had him, but he takes Harper to the other side as he turns around Kevin White and is wide open. And look at him stretch up, secure it, and then it's the run after the catch, dragging 2 Horned Frogs with him for additional yardage.
1st down and 10, 2nd drive of the game for Kansas State. At the TCU 27. Klein hands it off to Hubert, dancing, and Hubert dragged down from behind by guess who? Devontae Fields, the talented freshman.
You know it's slightly interesting early, Gus?
What is that?
I know it's early, but Colin Klein has not carried the football yet.
He has not.
Now, we talked about the injury. Will Bill Snyder have to protect him a little tonight, or will we see the normal physicality? Because right now we're going to see the Wildcat. Colin Klein out wide.
Klein will line up as a wide receiver at the top of your screen. Wildcat. Pease will handle the football, and Pease running it straight ahead. Now bounces it outside. He's on the edge. Angelo Pease out of bounds inside the 20. Now let's quickly go to Aaron Andrews in Los Angeles.
Well, guys, this is the way it ended in T-Town. 4th down, Bama without any timeouts. They jump off sides. That gives A&M the 1st down, and Aggies would go on to take a knee, and that's the way it ended. The Aggies pull off the upset, 29-24 over the #1 team in the nation.
Thank you very much, Aaron. 3rd down and 3 now for Kansas State at the TCU 20-yard line. Klein, his first run of the night. Colin Klein breaks the tackle. Colin Klein down at the 5.
I think we have our answer about if they're going to protect Colin Klein running the football, because you don't run a power run. Watch Hubert, 33, come across and lead. Gets good blocking up front, and look how he sifts his way through the traffic. Allows the blocks to happen, finds his way, picks his way, block. Now he takes off and goes upfield. They're not worried about his injury tonight.
1st down and goal at the 7. And the reason we haven't told you what the injury was, folks, is because we don't know either. Nobody does. Here's Klein running straight ahead. Bill Snyder, we talked to him on the conference call this week. He would not identify what the injury was, but there's speculation out there.
And it's not only because it was Colin Klein. He doesn't do that for any injury situation, as many coaches across the country are adopting. Some people were speculating it was a hand injury. They showed that when he got hurt against Oklahoma State. Later on, they took his helmet, which often signifies that it's a head injury. But no one knows. Bill Snyder's not going to tell us. Colin Klein is healthy and is ready to go tonight. Already impressive.
2nd down and goal at the 7-yard line. Klein in the shotgun with Hubert. Here's Klein to throw it. Now he runs it with space. Colin Klein, touchdown K-State. I guess he's okay.
If there's anything lingering, the first couple of runs kind of did it for us. This should cement it, and we don't need to talk about it anymore. What he's going to do is going to be a quarterback draw. Fake the pass, but look at Hubert leading. See 33? That told me that that was a design play. Fake pass, quarterback draw with the running back leading up into the hole. The running back, it was so wide open, he didn't have to block anyone.
So Anthony Cantelli comes in to attempt the extra point. 8:17 to play in the 1st quarter. K-State goes up 7-zip. Colin Klein, Heisman candidate. Rugged style. Effective early here in Fort Worth.
Oregon State, a tough one at Stanford. Not altogether surprising. They're ranked number 11, but on the road with Stanford, you knew that was going to be a difficult game for the Beavers.
Do you think the Kansas State sideline knows that Alabama lost?
They do, but everyone's being very careful not to make sure Coach Bill Snyder doesn't know that they know.
Sky Dawson, and a flag on the return as Dawson gets close to the 20.
That's too good of information for someone to sit on, Gus. That leaks out quickly. And they know at Cal also because Oregon is playing there.
So Colin Klein.
Holding, receiving team, number 43. Half the distance to the goal, 1st and 10.
That's Cliff Murphy called for holding. And how about Colin Klein on the drive, 6 plays, 89 yards. Klein was 1 for 1 passing for 62 yards, 3 carries, 20 yards rushing, 82 total yards on an 89-yard drive. Talk about how important he is to his team.
And how he answers after throwing the interception. The very first play, backed up around their own 10-yard line. He goes back and throws the deep pass to Chris Harper.
1st down and 10. At the 10. Here's the handoff. And it's Tucker with running room. Tucker crossing the 15. He'll gain 6 on the play. Jarrell Childs with the tackle.
We will probably see multiple running backs for TCU tonight. Matthew Tucker, number 23, B.J. Catalan, a true freshman, Andre Dean, number 30, and in short yardage, Ladarius Sanders, number 39. Someone has to step up and carry the load tonight for TCU and be the back that can help move the chains and control the football against Kansas State.
2nd and 4 at the 16. Here's Tucker again. And Tucker close to the 1st down. He has it. Matthew Tucker stopped by Meshach Williams. And he gains about 5 on the play.
Those are back-to-back good runs, but you know what else? It's back-to-back nice job of handling the line of scrimmage by TCU's offensive line. To give the back an opportunity to hit it straight ahead, right up into the traffic, and move the chains for a first down.
Now B.J. Catalan, a freshman from Houston, enters the game at tailback, number 23 for TCU. First down at the 21. Boykin to throw. Steps up in the pocket with running room. Boykin trips up at the 24-yard line by Childs after a 3-yard gain.
And you can see young quarterback on that play, because I think the TCU offensive staff has instructed him to the nth degree tonight. On a pass play, take your read. If there's pressure and you can step up and run, let's go. They don't want him hanging around back there where a big play can happen. A backside hit from Kansas State knocks the ball free. Gary Patterson wants him to use his legs, get up into the secondary, and get all he can.
Brings up second down and 7 at the 24. Tucker back in. He's the pistol back. Boykin rolling out. Now tucks it and runs. And Boykin crosses the 25, gets up to the 27, takes a hard hit from Arthur Brown Jr. and Adam Davis. And he gains 3. Arthur Brown leading this team in tackles. The Miami transfer. Wanted to come back and play closer to home in Wichita.
You see his eyes. Those eyes watch the quarterback where he thinks the ball is going to go, and he just takes off and arrives there often.
Third down and 4. Boykin underneath, incomplete. He had a receiver as Brandon Carter couldn't hold on to the football, maybe anticipating contact. So TCU coming up empty on their first 2 drives of the ball game.
I'm not sure he could pick out the number, but I think he saw the flash of white coming at him in terms of the jersey. Jared Milo, number 23, that's who you were talking about, Gus, showed up on the play, and I think he took Brandon Carter's concentration away from the football.
So Ethan Perry will punt it away from the 13. Lockett and Thompson back deep. And this will be Thompson. He gets to the 30 with a lane. Tremaine Thompson all the way up to the 41. A 46-yard punt and a 32-yard return. Ethan Perry, the punter, had to make the tackle. So Kansas State up 7-0 with great field position. The UPS Team Performance Index is a statistical measure that looks at the efficiency of a team's offense, defense, special teams, and miscues to define their competitive advantage. Check out this week's rankings to see that Kansas State is at the top of the UPS Team Performance Index. A look at the logistics behind a winning team.
And Alabama obviously took a hit to their index today, the biggest one being the loss on their ledger.
And you mentioned during the timeout that Bill Snyder has his team playing like a machine. And not just on offense and defense, but special teams as well.
And what?
But the power is back up. Will resume play.
Power issue that was quickly corrected.
Thank goodness. But you know, when you look at them, the only thing that let what lets you know they're human, they've had 2 breakdowns in kickoff coverage that resulted in touchdowns. One last week against Oklahoma State, once against West Virginia. Other than that, they've been clean all year long.
First down and 10 at the TCU 41 for Kansas State. Angelo Pease in the backfield. Here's Klein on the play fake. Steps up, in trouble. Klein trying to get outside and dump it off, and incomplete. Great pressure by the TCU defense. Colin Klein, 4,000-yard passing, 2,000-yard rushing. Not very many men have done it in Big 12 play.
And look at that list, though. Eric Croucher works for us here at Fox, won a Heisman Trophy. Robert Griffin III won a Heisman Trophy. El Roberson, a Kansas State quarterback under Bill Snyder, got it done also. And Brad Smith, I'm not sure anyone could run quite like Brad Smith could when he was in Missouri.
Vince Young won a Heisman Trophy as well in Texas. 2nd and 10 at the 41. Here's Klein running the option. He keeps it, hops through the hole, and goes down at the 35.
That was the year they won the national championship. Reggie Bush got the Heisman that was later taken away. Many people in Texas still believe, one, Vince should have won the Heisman, and two, why don't you just crate it up and send it to Austin now?
You know what? Available. You know, I stand corrected. I felt they should have gave that Heisman Trophy to Vince Young after all of the stuff that happened at USC.
Hey, if they had voted after the national championship game, he would have won in a landslide.
3rd down and 5 at the 36. Here's Klein to throw it. Klein underneath and caught at the 25-yard line. And this is Tremaine Thompson.
Look at the protection he's getting. Colin Klein, look at the guys in front. Number 73 there was Tavon Rooks, who didn't give ground, let Colin Klein stay clean in the pocket, step into his throw and complete the pass. Cornelius Lucas, 78, the left tackle, keeping him protected very well in the early going.
1st down and 10 at the 25 for Klein and the Wildcats. Pease and Wilson in the backfield. Now Klein on the quarterback keeper, slicing through the TCU defense and knocked down hard inside the 20.
You and I were just talking a minute ago about how machine-like this Kansas State team has been playing. They make a mistake, they bounce right back, they jump on things. You know what else they are? They're home wreckers.
Yes, they are.
They do not mind going to your place and tossing your furniture around and rearranging your living room in a hurry. Right? They've gone on the road and won at Iowa State. They've won at Oklahoma. They've won at West Virginia. They're trying to win at TCU.
2nd down and 4 at the 19. Klein over the middle and broken up. Tannehill, the intended receiver.
Watch the rush in Colin Klein's face, because now he has to double clutch on the pass. James McFarland, see the jump 40? He jumped there. Now he's got to pull it down. Double clutch, throws it behind Tannehill, allows Elijah Olabode, number 6, to get involved with the play.
Makes it 3rd down and 4 at the 19. Kansas State 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions. And this will go against the Wildcats.
False start. Offense number 73. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
And one reason this Kansas State team is so good, Charles Davis, is because they don't turn it over and they don't beat themselves.
Only the 32nd penalty this year. I mean, tied with the Bureaus in the FBS with Navy going into this game. Tavon Rooks, the right tackle, got in motion a little bit early. Look out for the defensive ends now. See if they can get involved for TCU.
3rd down and 9 at the 24. Here's Klein with time over the middle and broken out. On the board again. Reaching around and making a play.
And give him all the credit, because the pocket was set. It allowed Klein to step forward, and Elisha Olabode, number 6, makes the play on the football. A former cornerback shows off his coverage skills. 2 pass breakups on this drive.
Anthony Cantelli, a Lou Groza Award semifinalist, in to attempt a 41-yarder. Perfect. 2:59 to play in the first quarter. Kansas State taking a 10-0 lead, and we'll see if this TCU offense, led by this man, can figure out a way to put here the Frog in Fort Worth, Texas, home to the TCU Horned Frogs. But Kansas State now out to a 10-0 lead. 126 yards in total offense already for K-State, only 30 for TCU. Cantelli sends it away. And it's Sky Dawson from the 10. Dawson with a lane. Dawson still running, gets up to the 35, make it the 36-yard line, a 26-yard return. Next week, Fox College Saturday begins with a Pac-12 showdown as either the 19th-ranked USC Trojans take on the 18th-ranked UCLA Bruins, or the 14th-ranked Stanford Cardinal battle the 3rd-ranked Oregon Ducks. Then the 12th-ranked Oklahoma Sooners square off with West Virginia. Coverage of Fox College Football presented by Reese's begins next Saturday at 2:30 Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific. Oklahoma against Baylor today. West Virginia falling in Stillwater to Oklahoma State. First down and 10 at the 36. Boykin, and he delivers to his tight end, Corey Fuller. And Fuller wrapped up by Jared Milo after a 7-yard gain.
And in college football 2012, that last defensive possession goes down as a win for TCU. Just giving up a field goal, because that keeps you in ball games instead of giving up touchdowns. And then you come right back, good kickoff return for good field position. Give your young quarterback, Boykin, an easy throw on first down, making it 2nd and 3, opens up your playbook.
From the 43-yard line, Catalan enters the game in the backfield, and they give it to it, and he has a huge lane and picks up the first down. So TCU has been able to move the football, but they haven't moved it in a timely fashion, meaning when they need a first down on 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 2, they haven't been able to get it.
And all season long, 3rd down, they've been 37%. But on defense, this is where it gets you. Kansas State only gives up 39% on defense. So when you're looking at it with these percentages, obviously tonight for TCU, they've got to bump that up closer to 50% to keep the ball moving and possess it and keep it away from Colin Klein and the Kansas State offense.
First down and 10 at the 49. Boykin rolling out of the pocket. And Boykin throws on the run, and he has his man at the 45. Boy, he threw a dart on that pass to Josh Boyce. Forced it into a keyhole, and that will be a 7-yard pickup for the Horned Frogs.
And that's going to be another challenge tonight for Trevon Boykin, is accuracy. Because passes downfield against Kansas State are usually contested. Very few times do you get it downfield and a player is wide open. Swing passes, get it to him quickly is fine, but when you push it downfield, as soon as you catch it, expect someone to be in the vicinity.
2nd down and 3 at the 44. Matthew Tucker in the backfield. Here's Boykin. Trevon. A 15-yard gain on 2nd and 3. John Sua makes the stop.
What was beautiful about this run for Boykin is how definite he was. Sees the gap and just gets right to it. No dancing, no juking. Sees the hole straight up field. And then makes a nice spin move to pick up additional yardage.
You know who that looked like? The guy on the other sideline.
A little John Hubert.
No Colin Klein, but he's running the ball.
I went with the spin move with Hubert. But Klein, you're right. Understanding, seeing the hole, boom. Go right now when you have an opening.
First down and 10. Boykin to throw, drops it off, and that ball a little low for Gilbert. So that makes it 2nd down and long, and now Boykin hurt. Boykin on the sideline.
He may have gotten hurt on the run and managed to stay in for another play. Yeah, see, he throws the ball. He might have landed on his shoulder, and then the residual kicked in. Now you get Matt Brown into the game at quarterback.
Sophomore from Allen, Texas. 2nd down and 10 at the 29, and he'll run it. As Boyd comes up with the tackle. So far on the season, Matt Brown is 3 for 4. 389 yards, no touchdowns, 1 interception. He's carried it 3 times for 12 yards. 89 yards, excuse me, 3 for 4, 89 yards. And Boykin being looked at, and that'll take us to the end of the quarter. The big story, the TCU quarterback injured. Colin Klein looks as healthy as he can be. Between TCU and the 2nd-ranked Kansas State Wildcats. The story here, Trevon Boykin, the starting quarterback for TCU, injured, and now into the game, Matt Brown, facing a 3rd down and 9 at the K-State 28. Here's Brown, little high and incomplete. And he had pressure. Catalan, the intended receiver. And this is during the break as the staff looked at Boykin.
When he got hurt, the first thing he grabbed was up towards his shoulder. So looking at the entire right arm, you see the hit that came on his right shoulder initially and then finished off the run. Stayed in the game for one more throw, and that's when he showed that he was in pain.
So Jaden Oberchrome comes in to attempt a 45-yarder. He was 1 of 2 last week. And he pushed it wide. $14:50 to play, second quarter. Kansas State still up 10-zip. Sports.
Simply, not for me. I'm going to give it a shot, but not for me.
I'm trying.
It's not pretty.
First down and 10. Here's the reverse. And it's Tyler Lockett with huge space. Olabo pushes him out of bounds. But for Gary Patterson, his team has some kicker issues right now. Oberchrome is 15 of 20 on the season, but now just 1 of his last 5 after missing the 45-yarder.
And in a game like this, when you need points on every opportunity against Kansas State, crucial that your field goal kicker is accurate.
First down and 10 to the 45. And the delayed handoff to Hubert. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Kansas State, after the interception on their first drive, they've scored a touchdown and a field goal.
And yesterday, you asked Gary Patterson, Gus, in our meeting with him, how do you make Kansas State play left-handed, so to speak, play against what they normally do? And he said you have to win first down. You got to give them a second and long, third and long. On the first play of the drive, they lost first down in a big way. Here they won it. Can this be the time they start to have an effect against Kansas State?
Second down and 9. Klein. And he's dropped at the 40. What a job by Devontae Fields. This kid is a ball player.
Watch how he just reads this play, okay? Fields standing up, reads it, realizes that there's no handoff with Hubert at the mesh point between quarterback and running back, sees it the whole way, stays right in there and puts Klein on the ground. Now you have that opportunity on third down. You've earned the right to rush the passer.
3rd and 15 at the 40. They need to go to the TCU 45 for a first down. Trips at the bottom of your screen. Here's Klein, under pressure, steps up with all sorts of running room, dives forward, but will be short. Colin Klein up to the 47, and Kansas State will punt for the first time.
And that's a big-time win for the TCU defense. They did what the game plan called for. Win first down, get them into second and long. They turned it into third and longer, and then covered up the receivers, forced Klein out of the pocket and put him down, forcing the punt. Nice series for the TCU defense. Deontay
Gray back deep as Ryan Dorr sends it away, and this is a beauty. And into the end zone. A 54-yard punt. But TCU gets off the field on third down. Colin Klein running into Devontae Fields. Hello. $10-0. Kansas State with the lead, but a great defensive stand for TCU gives the Horned Frogs the ball at their own 20-yard line. Matt Brown remains in the game for Trevon Boykin. Brown handing it off, and there's some running room for Matthew Tucker. So quarterback, the position has been a big issue for TCU from the beginning of this season.
We see in the total yards, Kansas State with a big strike from Colin Klein gives them the advantage. But you go back to going back to what you said, Gus. Casey Paul Hall, who is a big-time player for them, their starter, their leader, he gets suspended. Well, Matt Brown had been moved to wide receiver for a while, had to bring him back. Trevon Boykin was practicing that very week to be a running back, had to move back into the quarterback position. A domino effect from the suspension.
Brown will run it On 2nd and 4, maybe a yard on the play, as John Sewell was there defensively. And look at what the quarterbacks have done this season.
See how they got off to the nice start with Paul Hall before they got into the meat of the Big 12 conference. His suspension occurred late in the week as they were getting ready for a game. And that's when Boykin had to come in and play.
3rd down and 2 at the 28-yard line.
And that was against Iowa State. He threw 3 interceptions in his debut.
Brown to the sideline. Caught, 1st down, TCU. Josh Boyce gets out of bounds. Nice route. He gains 15 on the play, and that should be a confidence builder for Matt Brown.
I would agree with that wholeheartedly. And now that Matt Brown's in the game and has the football, he's got to start finding guys like Josh Boyce, number 82, Cam White, 88, Sky Dawson, 11, Ladarius Brown, 85, and Brandon Carter, 3. Those are the wide receivers for TCU. If they can get them out into space, into some one-on-one plays, trying to make the first guy miss, giving them a chance to pick up big chunks of yardage.
1st down and 10 at the 42-yard line. Brown on the move and incomplete. That one thrown a little bit low. Ladarius Brown, the intended receiver. Coaches always tell you, regardless of where you are in the depth chart, stay ready. Here's a perfect example.
And for most players, they nod their heads when they hear that from a coach. I got you, coach, I got you. But very few actually do that. Very few practice as if they are one play away from being on the field. We'll find out tonight if Matt Brown has been able to do that.
2nd down and 10. Brown hands it off. Catalog makes something out of nothing. He'll pick up 5. Let's go downstairs where Julie Alexandria is standing by.
Thanks, guys. Well, TCU having a little issue with some injuries. Not only is their quarterback Boykin out, he left the field a little bit earlier, but number 11 wide receiver Sky Dawson also out as well with an apparent lower back injury. He's being worked on by trainers. He's here on the sidelines. Not sure whether or not he's going to go back in. Guys?
Okay, thank you very much, Julie. 3rd down and 5 at the 47. Empty backfield for Matt Brown. Here's Brown, steps up in the pocket, dancing, gets outside, and tripped up before he could really turn the corner by Jarrell Childs. Sky Dawson on the sideline.
He represents pure speed when he's on the field. A 3-time Mountain West Conference track and field champion and All-American, ran a 6.69 60-yard indoors to win their championship when TCU was still in that conference, and has been clocked at 10.29 in the 100 meters. It's a big loss because he can truly stretch the field.
Horned Frog send it away. Tremaine Thompson over to the sideline, loses his footing, and he will be downed at the 6-yard line. Nicely done by Gamble. So Colin Klein back on the field after this. Good sign for TCU moments ago. Trevon Boykin jogged back onto the field. Remember, he left the game holding his shoulder after a 15-yard run. 1st down and 10 at the 7 for Colin Klein at K-State. Klein to run it. And Klein, not a lot of room on the right side. This time, TCU closing down again. Mapunga with the tackle.
And now this is another opportunity for TCU to build on the last defensive stand. And they put a second one together and hold this field position to help out their offense, which has been struggling this evening against Kansas State's defense.
2nd down and 10 at the 7. No gain on the last play. The handoff, and it's Pease. And Pease diving forward. Chris Hackett with the tackle. He's close to a 1st down. And he has it.
Offensive coaches of Kansas State, Bill Snyder, of course, the head of all of that. But Del Miller and Dana Dimmel, the co-offensive coordinators, help out a great deal. They spread things out on 2nd and long to create a better running lane, and Angelo Pease found it for a first down.
From the 17, after the 10-yard pickup. Klein slings it out. This time it's Lockett, and Lockett breaks a tackle and gets all the way up to the 30. Tyler Lockett, nice running after the catch as Verrett and Carter combine to bring him down.
2 things on that last play. Number 1, that was a perfectly thrown football for that play. Stuck it right on the receiver with a chance to catch it. Moving forward, hits him right in the hands. Second thing, Tyler Lockett's ascension as a receiver, not just a return guy, has really added another dimension to the K-State offense.
Had a 100-yard return last week for a touchdown against Oklahoma State. First down and 10. Now Klein. The 32.5, maybe the 33. Kenny Kane defensively for TCU.
Early in the game, we were asking the question, would they have to do anything different with Colin Klein based on the unspecified injury from last week against Oklahoma State? Would they have to protect him in the run game? We got our answer early, second series when he ran the ball, and he's continued to run the football. There seem to be 0 restrictions on Colin Klein in the game this evening.
9 carries, 35 yards for Klein. He's averaging close to 4 yards per carry. 2nd and 7. Now Klein sprinting out of the pocket, shovel pass, and it's caught by Brandon Wilson. And Wilson will gain about 3 yards on the play.
Devontae Fields continues to impress me at defensive end. He almost had a hand in breaking up that shovel pass as it went inside. Got a hand on it. It was a nice catch by Wilson to keep that play alive.
TCU second behind Florida State in FBS in 3 and outs per game, averaging 6. They don't have any tonight. 3rd down and 4. Klein, another shovel pass, and nothing. Great job by the TCU defense. This time it's Sam Carter.
Nice combined effort, because here's Carter 17, but watch the defensive end, Mapunga. Good combined effort of staying at home, holding your point of attack, holding the gaps inside. Right there, Carter with the play. Sees it, makes it.
So Kansas State will punt it once again. High, spiraling punt, and it's fair caught at the 15. So the question is, will this young man, Boykin, come back in nursing a shoulder injury?
From the bottom of the map.
4:57 to play in the second quarter. K-State with a 10-0 lead over TCU. Time now for the Aflac trivia question. TCU won the national championship in '38. That was also the year of their only Heisman Trophy winner. Who was that?
I actually know that one.
I know you know that.
That
you know
one,
all
that-
of them.
no.
You know all of them.
No, that duck stumped me a few times now.
First down and 10 at the 15. And the handoff straight ahead. Catalan. Ishaq Williams there. And our Julie Alexandria has an update on Trevon Boykin.
Hey guys, Boykin did leave the field. He got an x-ray. They've been testing the range of motion. Looks like he's going in. He's on the field right now in full pads.
All right, thank you very much. And the fans here showed their appreciation for the courage of Trevon Boykin as he returns. Second down and 10 at the 15. Boykin will throw it. And that one deflected, incomplete. Adam Davis got 2 hands on the football.
And Jared Anderson, the offensive coordinator, wasted no time in checking to see if Trevon Boykin's shoulder will hold up in the passing game. They weren't happy about the result with Adam Davis spiking it back at him. But what you're pleased with is he came back to the huddle, didn't grab his shoulder, showed no pain. So that's a good sign for TCU. But Adam Davis doesn't get enough credit at defensive end. A skillful pass rusher, plays the run very well, and does one of the better jobs in the country of running to the football from his defensive end position and forcing fumbles.
3rd down and 10 at the 15. They need to go to the 25 for a first down. Boykin sprints out of the pocket. And incomplete.
And that one he grabbed his shoulder. But sometimes that happens on an incomplete pass. From my experience, when I got beaten pass coverage,
You always grabbed your shoulder.
you grab your hamstring. You limp a little. You don't want people to think that it was all your fault. There had to be an extenuating circumstance of why it didn't happen. That time he bounces the pass, touches his shoulder a little bit to tell everybody in the crowd, hey, I got a little bit of a ding shoulder. Bottom line, though, they have to punt from deep in their own territory.
Tyler Lockett back deep. Comes up and makes the catch at midfield. 4:04 to go. K-State will play with the short field. Let's answer the question for you. TCU won the national championship in 1938. That was also the year of their only Heisman Trophy winner. And who was that? Davey O'Brien.
One of the retired numbers here at TCU. I believe that's his number 8. Slinging Sammy Ball, 45. Jim Swink, 23. Hope I'm not missing or slighting anyone. Probably Bob Lilly, I believe 72 here at TCU, one of the all-time greats.
As well as LaDainian Tomlinson.
Number 5.
Here's Klein. Steps up in the pocket. Klein in trouble. Klein goes down again. Mapunga comes back to get him.
Another win on offense. Watch to the right of the screen here. Mapunga sees the play, gets past Braden Wilson, number 37, and look at the pursuit. He's been battling an injured foot, missed a couple of games. This is as close to being 100% healthy as he has been in a few weeks.
2nd down and 13 after the 3-yard loss. At their own 47. Klein. And incomplete. John Hubert, the intended receiver. You have to tip your cap to the way this TCU defense is playing right now.
They are giving their team an opportunity to stay in this game. And I think the effect of the coverages that Gary Patterson and Dick Bumpus, the defensive coordinator, are mixing and matching right now are starting to help their defensive front. Colin Klein doesn't have anywhere to go with the ball initially. They're making him hold it. That allows the defensive line to put some pressure in his face.
TCU looking for their first 3 and out of the evening. 3rd and 13 at the 47. Klein. Scrambling. Klein. Oh, they track him down at the 35. Woo! Chucky Hunter. This front 7 of TCU came to play tonight.
Watch why the defensive line has an opportunity. Look at the coverage. Where do you go with the football? They made him hold it a little bit longer. Almost bracket coverage on the backside against the receivers. That allowed Chucky Hunter in the defensive front to haul down Colin Klein.
Deontay Gray will get a good shot at the 20. Dorr booms this one. And it's muffed. Kansas State has a football. Flag on the play. Ryan Dorr unleashed a rocket. 55 yards. Maybe the best punter we've seen in the last couple of seasons.
He has had such an effect on games with his team. What, he put up 2 inside the 10 against Oklahoma. A good number of those against Iowa State. We've watched him over 2 years really be an excellent punter.
Illegal block in the back. Number 23 on the receiving team. The penalties decline. The result of the play is a first down for Kansas State.
And look at that. When you field the ball, they always tell you to play it like a center fielder. They want you deep enough to come forward and catch the football as a return specialist. When you have to retreat and try and catch it over your head, that's what ends up happening. Mistakes are made. Kansas State with a golden opportunity.
So the Wildcats have the football at the TCU 5. 1st and goal. The handoff, Hubert, and he's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. Marcus Mallett, the sophomore from Cleveland, Texas, with the stop.
And now what you're asking your TCU defense, which we just talked about a minute ago, that's been battling so valiantly, what you're asking for them right now is field goal attempt. You're asking for, hey, if we give up 3 here, you see Gary Patterson on the sideline, that was Dick Bumpus, his D coordinator next to him. If they give up 3 here, they will be extremely happy to get away from that disaster.
2nd and goal at the 7. They blew that play up as well. Terrell Lathan.
Another one of the true freshmen. Take a look here. Lathan just gets right past Cody Whitehair, number 55. Beats him at the point of attack and is in the backfield as Hubert takes the handoff. 16 true freshmen playing so far this year for TCU. Lathan, one of them.
3rd down and goal at the 11. Klein in the shotgun. Klein to throw it. Looking. Dumps it off. Hubert. And Hubert down at the 2. Sam Carter with the tackle, and here comes the field goal unit for K-State.
And how about that defense for TCU? Made Colin Klein hold the ball longer again. Receivers weren't open on the initial cuts and routes. Made him dump it short on the check down. And then did you see how they rallied to the football? 3 hats there, 3 Horned Frogs to put down Hubert and force the field goal attempt.
So Cantelli into attempt the 20-yarder. He's been good from 41 tonight. And Kansas State calls a timeout. 32 seconds remaining in the first half. 10-zip. Points off turnovers, and they've yielded 0.
Remember, there was a turnover early in this game. Colin Klein threw the interception to Devontae Fields, and Kansas State shut that down. Now, after a timeout, if you're TCU, you got to be very leery about the idea of a fake. You would happily let them kick the football. You don't want them to fake it and get into the end zone.
They get it down, up, and good. Cantelli 2 for 2 on the evening. And the Wildcats take a 13-0 lead.
Linebacker. Gus, you remember him with a great career with the Kansas City Chiefs also. He's a college football All-American. And he's going to be a Hall of Fame member of the National Football Foundation. You know what else he is?
What?
Colin Klein's father-in-law.
That's right. Klein married this year. Now it's Carter from the goal line. And Carter with the running room. Gets to the 30. Whoa! Brandon Carter goes Ronaldo Nehemiah on us.
And look at Skeets get into the air over Cantelli's attempted tackle before Zimmerman knocks him out of bounds. I talked with a TCU fan earlier this week, and he told me one thing. He said, Brandon Carter is good for 1 acrobatic move per game that you're going to take home and remember. Well, you talk about a scouting report that was accurate.
Trevon Boykin remains in the game at the 38. Now Boykin to the sideline as his receiver. Nicely done as they get out of bounds. Cam White. Don't forget, coming up at the half is the Pizza Hut halftime show. Aaron and the boys will cover all of the action. Alabama going down to A&M. Louisville going down at Syracuse. And Georgia looking to clinch the SEC East. 2nd down and 2 at the 46.
And if I'm Tom Hayes, the D coordinator of Kansas State, I'm not playing prevent. I'm still trying to cover these guys.
That ball deflected at the line of scrimmage.
Because TCU just simply wants to get downfield and get a shot at a field goal to give them a little something good going in at the buzzer. That would feel nice to them to put 3 on the board and go into the locker room. If I'm Kansas State, I'm going to make them earn it. I'm going to make sure Trevon Boykin can throw the football because they haven't thrown it downfield much tonight.
Justin Tuggle getting a hand on the ball for K-State. 3rd down and 2 at the 46. 13 seconds to go. Boykin. Underneath. Picked off. Zimmerman again. Zimmerman. Taken down at the 30. Ladarius Brown with the saving tackle. But Ty Zimmerman has been sensational this season.
That will be his 5th interception on the season. He had a string of 4 straight games with an interception. And right now, if you're Kansas State, run out the field goal unit, 4 seconds to go, and try to put points on the board as the clocks hit 0.
So Cantelli will attempt one from 48 yards away. He's perfect tonight, 2 of 2. And he shanks this one. End of the first half with the score, K-State, the number 2 team in the nation, on top of TCU, 13-zip. Now we'll send you to the Pizza Hut halftime show. Here's Aaron Andrews.